Welcome to Living Room Montessori. This video will show you how Montessori principles can help you select toys for your 4 to 8 month old. I am an AMI primary trained guide with a master's in Montessori education and a first-time mom. This channel chronicles the journey as my son and I discover what it's like to do Montessori living and learning at home. The variety of movements that the 4 to 8 month old acquires is amazing. By this time, your child is able to roll over in both directions. The baby first begins to sit with assistance and in no time at all is sitting up on their own. Your child even learned how to sit up from laying down. During these months, your child will make attempts to get up on their hands and knees and to rock and bounce back and forth. Then one day, you'll see them crawl. Your little one might even begin to pull themselves up to standing. It's important to keep in mind that each child is unique and acquires these skills in their own timing. The Montessori method has different materials available to support the 4 to 8 month old's gross motor development. In general, these activities promote self-awareness, nurture self-reliance and independence in your child, and encourage control and coordination with gross motor movements. One of the first things that you'll need is a large mat or designated space for your little one to practice their movements. One of the activities I like to do with my son is to provide a basket of known objects and place it just out of reach to encourage reaching, scooting, and crawling. The climbing platform provides opportunities for your child to pull themselves up and climb over. The exploration of these kind of movements provides your child opportunities to really become more aware of their body and how it relates to their environment. Tunnels are also a great activity to have your child practice control and coordination when crawling. Having your child sit in a child-sized chair is a great opportunity for your child to further practice controlling and coordinating their body as they're sitting up. I chose a child-sized chair that had armrests so that my child had extra support when practicing sitting up on their own at a table during snack or a mealtime. If your child is showing interest in pulling themselves up to standing, you can provide low, soft furniture like ottomans or create your own standing bar. I was able to create my own standing bar using some secondhand mirrors and a picture that I found. I also used a towel bar that I reinforced and mounted on the wall securely at the appropriate height so that my son could pull himself up. The mirror and the picture are there to add extra interest to that space and encourage my son to practice pulling himself up to standing. During this time, the 4 to 8 month old's hands are developing more dexterity and coordination every day. Your child is able to use their hands to rake nearby objects closer and eventually able to reach out to grab an object. Your baby will also enjoy looking at objects from different perspectives and putting everything into their mouth. The 4 to 8 month old might be able to hold a spoon and bring it to their mouth. Your child may even be able to drink from an open cup. This development of the hands comes from regular practice and exploration. Dr. Maria Montessori referred to the hands as the instruments of the mind. As the 4 to 8 month old brain develops, they will begin to understand how the objects they are playing with relate to each other. They will also be able to compare objects to help them in categorizing the world around them. As their brain develops, their hands are able to act out the new ways they are perceiving the world. There are several types of toys that the Montessori method recommends for hand development for the 4 to 8 month old. Each toy offers a slightly different manipulation that strengthens the hands and provides a variety of grasping experiences. Balls, teethers, and grasping beads offer different textures and sizes to help the child explore more of their hands' capability. Rattles and bells on a leather strap encourage interactions with holding and shaking. These toys also offer information about cause and effect. The cylinder with balls encourages different types of grasping as your child moves it around. The interlocking discs and toys with handles provides holding practice that encourages turning of the wrists. A punching ball helps with eye-hand coordination, as well as motivation for reaching and batting in different positions. A basket of known objects encourages eye-hand coordination as the baby reaches and grasps the objects in the basket. This activity also offers freedom of choice. I will provide more information about these baskets later on in this video. Geometric solids provide opportunities for their two hands to work together as they practice eye-hand coordination. Rings on a base refines eye-hand coordination as well. The box with tray and ball stimulates eye-hand coordination and provides an introduction to objects' permanence, which is an understanding that objects still exist even when they are not sensed. You may find that your child is only starting to explore some of these activities. There is plenty of time for them to master them. When introducing a new activity to the shelf, I first take time to show my son how to use it. I might first talk about the toy and let him investigate. Then I use slow movements and simply show him how to use it. I repeat the demonstration several times, then I take a step back and let him try. I refrain from interrupting his exploration. I just want to observe him and see what he can do. Based on several times of observing, I might show him again how to use it. If after some time it continues to look too advanced for him, I may remove it and try again in a couple weeks. Watching your child interact and explore the activities gives you valuable feedback so that you can provide activities that match their level. Matching your child's level of skill keeps them curious and helps them be interested in repeating the activity without getting too frustrated or losing motivation. You want your child to repeat activities because it is a valuable part of the learning process. The 4 to 8-month-old is taking in all the language around them. During this time, your child is interested in imitating new sounds. Your little one may begin to use simple syllables like ba and na. Soon, your baby is babbling away. The 4 to 8-month-old may even begin to imitate the sounds that objects make, like boom. To support your child in their language development, you can continue to read, sing songs, recite poetry, model how to have conversations, tell stories, play music, and narrate what you are doing. When talking with your child, you want to avoid any baby talk. Using descriptive and accurate language is necessary to support your child's language development. Your child is also exploring their voice. You can support their exploration by singing songs or reciting poetry at different speeds, tones, and volume. During these months, your child is now able to perceive the relationship between objects like next to and underneath. You can spend time in your day talking about how objects relate to each other, like your green ball is on top of the wicker basket, or look, your black and white rattle is next to the ball made of wooden beads. Your child is also starting to understand short sentences with the help of gestures and in the context of their normal surroundings. For example, I might ask my son if he can bring me a book so I can read to him. I wait to see what my son will do before giving any clues. After a little bit, I might prompt him, "Where's the bookshelf?" If he's still having a hard time, I will point to the books and invite him to choose one. By including my son in the process, I am enriching his vocabulary and helping him create context for these everyday situations. When my son was initially learning how to grasp and hold onto objects, I gave him one toy at a time. Eventually, he was holding objects with more confidence, so I introduced activity baskets, which are containers that are filled with 3 to 4 objects that we already had. As a parent, I appreciate the versatility, savings, and order that these activity baskets bring to our play spaces. All the time spent investing in quality toys that represent a variety of colors, textures, materials, shapes, temperatures, and weights is still paying off. Once you group a few items together, the items become interesting all over again. Even the containers themselves are fun to explore. Once I sorted out what toys I want to go in which container, I keep it in that exact way every time I clean up. I do this on purpose so that after a couple weeks, I can switch out some of the containers and move the toys around to different containers. Even though they are the same toys at the activity shelf, it feels like there are new things to explore. Whenever I rotate and change up the activity baskets, I notice that my son's attention stays with the activity baskets and toys inside longer. There are seamlessly an endless combination of activity baskets to create. You can make them themed like kitchen, bathroom, fabrics, colors, textures, sounds, or just a random sampling of what you have. These activity baskets also brought more order to my home. With my son's things taking over more and more space in the house, I wanted to find ways for our small space to not feel so overwhelmed. These containers help with the visual clutter and made more space for everything. Having a few items per containers is also important because it doesn't overwhelm your child when they're interacting with the activity baskets. With a few items in front of them, they can exercise their choice and pick the toy that they want to interact with. This is another step towards independence that your child can enjoy. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you feel inspired as you're selecting toys for your 4 to 8-month-old. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss a single video. Take care. Bye.